the traffic jam.
This, that, and the third.
Traffic jam.
Doing this, that, and the third. This, that, and the third. Doing this, that, and the third.
Yo, what is good, world? It's your boy, Calvin Leroy King the third, and as always, I have my lovely co-host with the most by my side, Miss Rici Pieci, the one and only.
Hey, y'all.
And we thank y'all for tuning in and turning up for another exclusive segment of This, That, and the Third, the lifestyle show that gives you life. Literally. Now, in today's exclusive segment, we're going to be talking about none other than cancel culture. Now, that is something that has been trending and just building momentum, and you hear about it all the time. We want to discuss what it is, what it isn't, and what can be done about it, and what the future of cancel culture may look like. So, Ms. Rici, first and foremost, how would you define cancel culture? Like, when you think of cancel culture, what comes to mind?
Like they want to cancel the whole person. Like they just want to erase them from history.
Right, the whole person, though. So not
person.
just parts, not just
The whole person.
actions, not just statements.
Like,
The whole
so,
shit.
for example, you, right? We will put you in a trash
Yeah,
bag.
right.
And then everything that came along with you, Free Lunch Academy, the podcast,
AOA,
whatever.
Mook and Shmoon.
Yeah, everybody, everything.
Everything. Just gather it on the
And-
dustpan.
yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
See, and when I think of cancel culture, I think of anything you can or did say can and will be used against you. Anything you say or did say can and will be used against you, or did. Right?
Yeah,
So it's a
yeah.
words. It comes down to words. It comes down to actions. And then if you really want to peel the onion back, it comes down to inactions, right? What side of history did you stand on?
Right,
So
yeah.
it's like, oh man, this person is a good person, but they didn't vote correctly 20 years ago. We're going to use that against them now. You know what I'm saying? And do you think, now that we have it kind of defined in our own terms and definitions, do you think that it is a positive, a negative, or just a thing? Or does it depend?
Me personally, I think it's annoying.
Okay, why?
Like who are these people? Is my first question.
Type shit.
Who's doing the canceling?
Who decides?
Right.
Who's the canceling committee?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that.
When do they meet?
Because I think those groups are individual groups that have probably made more progress in history than anybody else.
Type shit.
And so I just think sometimes it's a little hypocritical depending on what groups it's coming from.
Yeah.
And like who died and made these people the judges?
Judge and jury.
Right.
And executioner.
Right. And I feel like this became really big with the whole Me Too movement.
Type shit. Now that was about, would you say 10 years ago now, or sooner, or later?
No.
More recent? 5?
Yeah. I
I got
feel
very
like,
offended. I feel like it was about 2011 with the Me Too, no?
No.
Huh? Get your hand off my coochie wasn't 10 years ago?
No. I feel like
It was 2015 is what you're saying.
Yes.
2015, okay. It happened.
because we were at UBM. So
yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
2016 it was coming
Roundabout,
out because
roundabout. Yeah.
of,
Lot
yeah.
of shit was happening. Lot of shit was happening. So what case or person that got canceled comes to mind initially when you hear cancel culture? Like,
What-
cancel them.
Well, I think of Bill Cosby.
First and foremost.
Right, because I'm a Cosby fan. I grew up on the Cosbys. That was the thing. So, and this wasn't the first time, right? He had issues prior to the Me Too movement, but we had moved on. At least I thought we had moved on.
Right.
But apparently he was trying to make some moves and buy NBC, and they were like, "Oh no."
Get them out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the first person that comes to mind. Well, I guess you can say Michael Jackson too.
Mike. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They definitely tried to do a documentary on my man called Escaping Neverland. Like, we wasn't for that. I wasn't for that.
Yeah, I watched that. I
didn't.
remember watching
I will not
that.
give you a view. I won't give you a view on
I
that.
remember watching that.
But when I think of cancel, period, like just, man, cancel, what, man, I think of Nino Brown. You remember that scene where he was
Yes.
poured that champagne
poured
over Nessa and said,
cancel
cancel
that
that bitch.
Yeah, I
I'd get me
remember.
another one anyway. You know what I'm saying? I think she was the first person to get canceled in our culture. She started cancel culture. Shout out to Wesley Snipes and everybody making their
my
move in their
God.
respective lanes in the industry. But I just feel like that was the embodiment of what it feels like to be canceled, right?
Cancel, okay.
So Bill Cosby, right? They brought him up on accusations that
Yeah.
ultimately he went to jail for and then got acquitted for.
Yeah.
And I think it was more of a mistrial versus them saying he didn't do it. But nevertheless, it was like the statute of limitation hadn't
They couldn't use
exhausted.
what he had said prior in another
Yeah,
case.
yeah, that's what it was, right? They got him on false pretenses. So he got in and got out, but then R. Kelly is still currently in.
Nice.
Mike Jack, I really don't feel like they tried to cancel him. They really drug his name through the mud and like embarrassed him and made him take all type of photos and all types of shit. They had Mike Jackson taking naked photos to see if the description of the kids' description of his body parts matched.
Yeah.
Because it's like, nah, he got a black dick still. He never got his dick fixed. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have a white person's dick. You know what I'm saying? And they was describing a white dick. They was like, hold on, he only had a white dick, he got a black dick. They made him take pictures though to prove it. And then he had interviews and all time. I don't know if you remember that shit. They drugged the king of pop through the mud while he was alive, and then it really snowballed after he passed away and couldn't defend himself.
Yeah.
That was some bullshit. I also think of like Joe Paterno. Now, he was the head coach of Penn State. There was the Jerry Sandusky trial that happened on his watch. So just by association, his name got drugged through the mud. He got fired as the most winningest coach in fucking college football history. Got his statue torn down in front of Penn State and all that shit. All because a nigga associated with his program was molesting boys in the shower. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like Jerry Sandusky got canceled. But then, like you said, they're going to take everything associated with you and throw that shit into the trash bag and throw it out with you as well.
Yeah.
Or are they? Because when you think about Harvey Weinstein, executive producer, movie producer extraordinaire, what have you, and he gets caught up in the whole not molestation, but he was misogynistic towards women.
Whatever happened with that? Have we heard anything about
I mean, he got found guilty and I believe is serving his time. Jerry Sandusky killed himself in a jail cell. Okay. Harvey Weinstein is still in jail. But Harvey Weinstein has co-produced so much content with the likes of Jay-Z and others. Like, do you take that down? Do you take down R. Kelly's videos, but then you also take down his music, but then you also take down his features? Because then we're going to lose, like, some good shit. Like, you remember Lean On Me with, goddamn it, Kirk Franklin and Mary J. Blige? R. Kelly was on that track. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn it. Satisfy You with Puff Daddy. Goddamn Fucking You Tonight with Biggie.
So then my question is, right?
Ghetto Queen with goddamn Crucial Conflict.
We take down his videos, but we leave his music alone.
Gigolo with goddamn Nick Cannon.
Like, what did they take down of Harvey Weinstein? My thing is, if you're going to cancel somebody, it has to be equal across the board.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you go about canceling somebody in the fucking first place? Because I could see saying you not finna eat no more. You excused from the table, boom, you're done here. But what I don't see is trying to erase a nigga's catalog. Can you imagine if they try to erase Mike's catalog? If they even try to erase R. Kelly's catalog, you're erasing his catalog, but then you're also erasing the way we know Ron Isley.
Yeah.
The way we know fucking Sparkle and Kiki Wyatt and Changing Face and everybody else he collabed with. And we just got her back. You might lose Aaliyah's album. You might lose that bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like everything that they touched goes away, or just them and their ability to make money and continue to perpetrate whatever they've been doing. And then obviously you go to jail, right? But let's not retroactively go back. Like, remember they tried to cancel Kevin Hart?
Yeah.
He said some shit. He lost his opportunity to host the Oscars and shit like that. But he said something like, "I'll smash a dollhouse on my son's head if he ever acted gay or whatever." And it was 10 years prior to him getting a nod for hosting the Oscars. And they took that opportunity from him, tried to make him go on an apology tour. But he didn't go to jail. He didn't, you know what I'm saying, get canceled. He just lost a major opportunity, right? And then now is able to proceed and has taken that lesson forward to be like, probably won't say that shit again.
Okay, but here's the thing. When you start talking about just making comments, we talking about with Bill Cosby and R. Kelly accusations,
Harvey Weinstein, Jerry Sandusky
things that in some cases were proven true, some was just so outdated. But when you start talking about people just making comments about a certain group or community, like, you can't cancel somebody over what
hurting
they
your
say.
Feelings, right?
That to me is ridiculous, and I feel like the LGBTQ. It was always said that the Jews ran the entertainment industry.
Still do.
Correct. Apparently, they're gay too.
Jews are gay.
Apparently, because also
I can imagine a gay Jew.
it's a lot of LGBTQ
In Hollywood.
that's running it too,
Right.
They have, and maybe they're not open. We need a question mark for them, right? Because I feel like in this situation, especially with John Gruden, the coach of the Raiders,
former coach of the Raiders,
these emails were leaked, right? And he made a comment about, was it DeMarcus
Jones or Williams or some shit, but yeah.
Right? But
Smith,
nothing happened.
Maybe Smith.
After we reestablished what he said, and he said he didn't mean that and whatnot.
He called this man Michelin lips. He said this motherfucker got fat ass Michelin lips like the Michelin man tires, rubber lips. That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny, Z. If you think about it, like if I'm a roast your ass and I say your ass got Michelin lip head ass boy, that's funny.
That's funny.
Coming from a black.
However, he didn't get any backlash off of that piece yet.
Small slap on the wrist.
Okay, but then when they realized he made homophobic,
misogynistic,
comments,
sexist, ableist. Do you know what ableist is?
No.
So ableist is like I'm mentally or physically disabled and you discriminate against me or you talk down about me. So racist is about race,
call you
sexist
slow
is about
and
sex.
retarded.
That's being ableist. You're saying I'm unable to be regular minded. Yes, you're ableist. That's a thing, bro. So I'm saying if you hear that, that's what they're talking about.
Okay, so
he called them motherfuckers pussies, faggots, Michelin lipped. He didn't call him a nigga, but you know what I'm saying? He's saying all type. They called it a trope, which I guess is synonymous with stereotype. Meaning black people do indeed have fat ass fucking lips, comparatively speaking, but you can't say that in emails.
Okay, but the point is, it wasn't until he made the comment, the homophobic comment, right, that everybody's in the uproar.
Yeah.
Okay, so
it was cool with that black shit.
Right, and so to my point about, and if we go back to Dave Chapelle, the closer, I did post a meme on the page that showed Dave Chapelle on his show making fun of crackheads, black people, right? It was a
black extremists.
Yep.
Yeah. Clayton Bigsby.
It was all pimps. It was all black
traveling pimps.
Black folks though, type shit comedy, right? Nobody said anything, but as soon as he makes a remark
Here's 50
about
million for you to say more of these things. Actually, is what they were saying.
Yeah, and because they find that shit funny, it's humorous.
Very funny
when they talk about us and when they depict us
because it confirms their
light.
suspicions about us.
Right, but when they speak on gay folks, it's the issue, and so that's my big issue right now. Like, who the fuck are y'all?
Yeah,
we've been struggling for hell since I was born, since you was born, plus 400 years, right?
Generations.
Struggling, trying to be equal, and then here y'all come, and we was with y'all, like, yeah, get them equal rights.
Right, because we know what it's like to not have that
but
shit.
now you all want to, well, y'all can't say this, you can't say that, you can't do this, man,
we can say what the fuck we want to say,
because at the end of the day, if you black and you gay, you black first.
Yeah.
If you white and you gay, you're an entitled white person first. And so I just think that, where's that?
Right.
Where's that? And then I do agree with, and I don't agree with Stephen A. many times, but he said on First Take yesterday that with the John Gruden situation, all that shit is a distraction. Mm-hmm. Let's get back to the real investigation, which was the Washington Redskins, Goodell,
Dan Snyder.
And
Rob Goodell from the NFL, the NFL commissioner was investigating Dan Snyder, the owner of the former Redskins, now known as the Washington football team.
So it'd be a lot of distractions a lot of times. And I think the LGBT community
type shit.
Like just always want to press their issue forward. And sometimes it's not about y'all.
But I think that oftentimes it's not about y'all. Let me just talk about something you said earlier. You mentioned who are they, right? And I feel like you have the whole closer situation with the transgender community that works within Netflix saying, oh, on October 20th, we're walking out and we're protesting that Netflix is not boycotting Dave Chappelle's new special that makes us feel bad about who we are. And they're like, go ahead. Like, we don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And actually, you niggas are terminated. Fuck you mean? You know what I'm saying? For starting this bullshit. But then, with the whole John Gruden situation, there's rumblings about the fact that people were going to, and that's why, to your point about who are they?
Right.
A person, it could be one person inside an organization that's part of this investigation on behalf of the NFL, looking through these 64,000 plus emails, seeing something that doesn't agree with them and makes them feel bad as a LGBTQ community member or whatever, and they'll say, oh, okay, well, I'm not gonna lead with that, but let me just test the waters and throw out this one page of an email about some racist shit. oh, okay, it got attention, but it didn't get him resigned or fired.
It didn't take off.
Right? So now, let me go ahead and put out some shit I know they're going to respond to. But all it has to take is one motherfucker. Not a they, not a collective, not any of that shit. And this person might not even be from the LGBTQ community. It's just a whistleblower that remains anonymous.
But I guarantee you it's a white person. Just
I feel like it's a Trump supporter. And that's my thing. If y'all trying to cancel anybody, cancel y'all motherfucking leader, dog. Y'all wasn't trying to cancel this nigga. Y'all elected him after he admittedly grabs some motherfuckers in the pussy, cheats on his taxes, does any and everything he can to get ahead at the expense of others, and that's what y'all look towards for leadership. But then you're asking a motherfucking NFL football coach to hold himself in a higher regard than the former president? Get the fuck out of here, bro. And if y'all really on some canceling shit, cancel a LGBTQ motherfucker. Y'all be doing some fucked up shit too. But when it comes to that, I bet y'all sweep that shit under the rug. I bet y'all like cancel yourselves for making Superman, who was an innocent comic, a fucking piece of y'all agenda. Like I didn't even.
What is that?
I don't even remember seeing anything romantic. Not saying it didn't happen, but I don't remember seeing anything romantic happen between Lois Lane and Superman ever.
Didn't.
I knew they liked each other. I knew they had a crush.
It was very flirty.
You see what I'm saying? I knew they liked each other.
Like elementary.
These niggas are tongue kissing on the fucking magazine. Like unless you can show me a comic, and I mean like for real. It probably does exist, and I just don't know about it. But there probably is one where he's kissing Lois Lane on whatever on the cover. But this shit is getting so much attention.
It was
right.
It wasn't no.
Dog, they're tongue kissing. Who is this guy? Is this Larry Lane? Who the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck is Superman kissing, bro? And what does that have to do with tonight's adventure, bro? Like, what is that? That's my thing, man. Like, with all due respect, I have people in my family that proudly subscribe to the LGBTQ community. I learned from Dave Chapelle that I am a feminist. I probably am also a LGBTQist. Like, I support equality. I support motherfuckers not being discriminated against, et cetera, et cetera. But what I don't support is a disproportionate favoritism going to anybody except black people. But you know what I'm saying? It's just one of them things where it's like, y'all can sit here and push forward y'all agenda. Y'all can sit here and cancel people, but y'all are impervious to being treated as such. Y'all are impervious to having somebody advance their agenda in front of yours. And my thing is, who the fuck gives a fuck about your sexual preference in 2021? This is not 1983, nigga. This is not back in the day where you had to be in the closet and you had to hide your sexuality and whatever. Nobody gives a fuck. So who's disproportionately discriminating against y'all today? Like, y'all motherfuckers is in the closet. Some of y'all, not everybody, and this is not an all-inclusive statement, but y'all are sitting here getting mad and acting like y'all don't have equality and motherfuckers discriminating against you. Motherfuckers give a fuck less. Niggas trying to pay their bills. Niggas is not worried about who you fucking, bro. So why the fuck is y'all movement so that when it's like, I understand that it had a time and a place that it needed to be that. Now that y'all are so far fucking ahead, why don't y'all bring somebody else along fucking with y'all, dog? Because now y'all are just having, it's still inequitable, just now it's in y'all favor. And that's okay? No, because that's some white shit. That's the same thing white people felt. It's like, man, gee, as long as we can get ahead in these industries and do this and do that and get a head start, we can leave the crumbs for everybody that's not white. That's not right. Same thing with these movements. Y'all movement is advancing so motherfucking fast because y'all are in power, positions of power, and what, man, kudos to y'all and congratulations on your achievement and your progress. But what about those that y'all left behind? How is our motherfucking and how is their motherfucking struggle any less important than y'all? Y'all should be reaching back and pulling forward, and I don't see that shit happening. I don't see that shit happening. I don't see y'all motherfuckers marching for Black Lives Matter. I don't see y'all motherfuckers marching for other able-bodied people. I don't see y'all marching on behalf of the elderly and supporting a fight against ageism. Y'all focus on y'all one cause and that's it. That's the same problem we've been having. It's just a different motherfucker in the lead, dog. I don't like that shit, bro. And nobody cares who you fucking. Nobody cares who you fucking. Fuck them. Fuck you.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm saying, bro, stop canceling motherfuckers until y'all gonna cancel. You know what I'm saying? Gonna cancel motherfuckers equitably. How about that? If y'all gonna cancel motherfuckers equitably. Y'all didn't cancel Trump. How the fuck y'all gonna cancel Gruden? How the fuck y'all even gonna fix y'all mouths and say y'all trying to cancel Dave Chapelle when all he did was treat y'all equitable? He teased everybody. And he teased y'all, and now motherfuckers acting like he need to get canceled because what? He treated y'all the same way he treats others? I thought that's what your movement was about.
Well, in Dave Chappelle's situation, he says Who do I talk about in all of my specials?
White people.
White people.
He hates you. He hates you.
We all do a little. Yeah.
We all dislike you at least. We all dislike you.
We do.
You dislike you. That's the reason y'all white people act how y'all act. Cause y'all dislike yourselves. And y'all like, dog, I have to cut the legs out from under motherfuckers so they can't compete with me so I can feel better about my inferior self. It's an inferiority complex, dog. I digress. I swear, man, I'm getting hot and bothered, man. God is dope, but golly, who is your God? Who is your God? Scheisse.
I don't know. I just think I don't even know what to say after that.
It's a tough subject to broach because it's so layered. It's so layered, but this cancel culture is like, I like somebody else, they framed it accountability culture. Everybody should be accountable for their words and their actions and their inactions, right? But like, let's not just pick and shoot, because you brought up a good point off camera. What's going on with the Catholic priests? Them niggas are obviously gay. So they're part of the LGBT community. They have immunity to fucking do the same shit that R. Kelly does.
And they've been doing it for centuries.
Answer that.
This has not happened. I can say within my lifetime, I remember at least 4 different big scandals coming from the Catholic Church. And nobody ever went to jail. Nothing was ever resolved. It was just kind of like a big story for a month, and then it
goes away
under rug, and it goes away.
That makes you question who controls the fucking media.
So the Pope, to say he spoke out, just saying like, I'm sorry to the victims and all this. It's like, what's going on in your hierarchy. You're here. You see it. There was a movie.
Doubt with Meryl Streep, and that movie is cold. I forgot the dude. Y'all know him if y'all see him. Because he one of them fat-faced ass, red-haired white dudes or whatever, or dirty blonde.
A lot of political movies.
He's a very good actor. This movie, Doubt, Meryl Streep plays a nun, like the Sister Mary Clarence that we know from Sister Act. You know what I'm saying? She's like the head of the nuns at this parish, and this dude was brought to her parish, had already been suspected of messing with the altar boys, and then got the befriending Philip Hoffman. Yep. Check out the movies that he's been in so we can reference some of them. And they let him get close to the altar boys at her parish, and she wasn't having that. So she tried to take a stand up against him and and it was just like the evidence wasn't there, but the doubt was. And she was so torn trying to protect these young boys from this monster, and the movie is just a good fucking movie.
She played in the Hunger Games.
Yeah, he's in a lot of shit, dog. But Meryl Streep is a cold-ass actress for this movie. Probably for a whole bunch of others, but this particular one is one of my favorites because I think it really shines a light on the issues of everybody wanting to turn a blind eye, or even the person that wants to, expose some shit. The system is set up for them not to do that. But again, my point here is that that's some gay shit. Men, and that's some pedophilia shit in one. You know what I'm saying? So where's the LGBTQ community speaking up and out against that?
For these little boys,
right? Or is the
voiceless?
Or is the voiceless? Right? Because we talk about Kyrie want to give voice to the voiceless in terms of the vaccine, and they trying to counsel my man Kyrie, dog. Like trying to get this nigga up out the league because he don't want to subscribe to the mandates. When it's like the mandates just might be off, dog. And if they mandate this and everybody gets away with it, and the 1 or 2 or millions of people that say nah, I'm not, hell no, we won't go, get pushed to the side, and now their voice is taken away. What happens with the next mandate and the next mandate and the next mandate? Because they're gonna mandate your ass to not get a vaccine, to get a
boost,
vasectomy. They're gonna mandate your black ass to get a vasectomy. They're gonna mandate your ass to get your motherfucking reproductive organs fucked up so they can, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's that shit? Mutilation.
Yeah.
Clitoral mutilation and all that shit that they be doing in third world countries. They fuck around start doing that over here just to do population control, because white people are starting to get outnumbered and they have to do something to get us to stop reproducing. That's why they're pushing, and with all due respect to the LGBTQ community, like, you can't really reproduce in that community. You know what I'm saying? So if more and more black people, especially black men, are now subscribing to that and it's being pushed in our face, a la Lil Nas X, a la
specifically for men
type shit, the demasculation of men, Like that Medea shit, that Flip Wilson shit, that motherfucking Big Mama's House, that motherfucking the Clumps and Nutty Professor and all that. Well, not Nutty Professor, but you know what I'm saying? All that dress, yeah, Nutty Professor dressing up like a woman and shit. Like all of that shit becomes cool and fun and fashionable and a fad. And then next thing you know, it's like, damn, I don't even really enjoy women. I don't even really want to have kids.
Well,
I don't even really want to start a family. Next thing you know, we're all the black people.
You know, we spoke about this, I want to say in a couple episodes ago, but you know, China bans all this shit.
Oh yeah.
And this is why, because China
They're
wants
trying to preserve their heritage and their legacy.
heritage, the legacy, and they actually want their men to be men.
Type shit.
And they don't bite their tongue. They don't make apologies for it. This is why that group, what is it, BTS?
Mm-hmm. That pop group.
They are not allowed, like you can't play their videos in China.
Right.
That's why they asses is in America and other places, because China's not having it. So not to say that we have to be as extreme as China. However, I respect and understand some of their moves because their heritage stays strong.
Right.
And if you hear, a lot of times Chinese Americans, the China people from China be like, we're not the same.
Yeah.
We are not the same.
Chinese American.
Because you are watered down and you have become what we don't
Americanized.
want.
You're westernized. Similar to how people that are of African descent look at African Americans like, nigga, you couldn't run no faster than that? Your ancestors could just say yes. They said yes. But to that point, it's not super, when you really, you know, take a step back and look at it, it's not super surprising that in America, you'll have somebody all the way back to 2 Live Crew, all the way back to NWA, Public Enemy. Like, it don't matter what you're talking about. If you're talking about something pro-black, pro-masculinity, or even toxic masculinity in the case of 2 Live Crew, nigga, canceled, banned, censored.
Yeah.
But then Lil Nas X, that nigga can suck the devil's dick on PBS.
That shit is.
He like, man, hold on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like anything that has to do with the demasculation of black men, oh, that shit gets rubber stamped all day. I think that, you know what I'm saying, there needs to be a balance between that shit. And then I also feel like, man, at the end of the day, we have to really take ownership of the content that we allow and expose our children to. And not saying that you can prevent them from being exposed to it, but you can be proactive or, worst case scenario, reactive and explaining to them what they're being exposed to, because you are what you eat. And that's not just in terms of food that you consume, that's in terms of content that you allow into your space. Like TV programs are called programs for a reason. Them shits is programming you to be a certain way. So when you look at all the shit that's on primetime TV and just available for your consuming pleasure, and it all fits into this preset agenda, but then when a strong black man stands up, motherfuckers like, whoa, I'm intimidated, Denzel. Right. How the fuck? Nigga, I'm Tupac. I'm the Tupac of acting. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop it, dog. I'm not one of them, and I'm not finna let you depict me as one.
Well, I'll say this, and this will be my last point.
God damn.
Nehemiah, you know, early on, because I had boys, I was real blue as a voice, pink as at least till they got older, right?
Compartmentalize some shit.
Right, I need you all to understand the difference, right? So now, because I remember hearing like up until age 6 or 7, they're sponges. So anything that they see, they may take that and interpret differently.
And at the end of the day, man, I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, it starts in the household, you know what I'm saying, raise a child up the way that they should go, and when they're old, they will not depart from it. So you can sit here and blame it on media, you can blame it on external forces and factors, you can blame it on peer groups and peer pressure, but at the end of the day, what are we doing as parents to make sure that our children are positioned for success and health in life overall? So that's our piece on the cancel culture, man. We thank y'all for tuning in and turning up for this exclusive segment on This, That, and the Third, the lifestyle show that gives you life. Literally. Be sure to tell a friend to check us out on all social media platforms by searching This, That, and the Third, with the third spell I like Roman numeral 3. Once again, it's been a pleasure serving as your host. It's your boy Calvin Leroy King the Third, my lovely co-host with the mostest, Miss Rici Pieci, the one and only, and we are the Undisputed King and Queen of Chicago Podcast. Check us out.
This is a traffic jam.
This, that, and the third.
Traffic jam.
Doing this, that, and the third.